and then the money. The key is you have to make a good game, though, that actually fits your target audience. There's alternate methods, though. To get away from these ad-supported games, I don't really like ads. I kind of did it as a way to pay the bills, but I always was kind of gritting my teeth while I was putting my game up on sites like these. So there are alternate methods. People don't realize that you can actually charge money for a Flash game, sight unseen, have people pay for it, download it, and play it. Also, an example of that is Machinarium. People don't even realize it's a Flash game. It's downloadable from Steam, also from their website. They have a demo up on their website now. But it's basically just a point-and-click adventure game. It won an IGF award, I think, this year. It's a pretty decent game, and it's making a whole lot of money, but people don't even know it's a Flash game. All they did is they stuck it in an EXE. It's a free packager program, and it just runs on your computer like any other application. And they made a whole bundle of money off that. You can also do a paid unlock method. That first game I mentioned, Fantastic Contraption, used this method. It was essentially, you could play through the game for free, all the default levels and everything like that. You have access to all that. But for 10 bucks, paid through PayPal, you get access to the level editor and all levels created in the level editor. So you get complete access to all the user-generated content. And well, yeah, that's Machinarium. That's a screenshot of it if you don't recognize the name. Fantastic Contraption, yeah, just had that little button up in the top right corner there. You can click on it, and yeah, it'll take you right to PayPal, and that sold just under $1 million now. So getting your game in front of people and asking for money does work. But how many games do you know that say, click here and give me 10 bucks, and not as a donation, but actually unlocking more content? Now, a lot of games are doing that, like DLC and stuff like that, and all these downloadable games, and you can buy add-on packs and all that kind of stuff, but nobody really tried it for the Flash market. And I think Fantastic Contraption was the second game to do it. But yeah, question?
Simply out of curiosity, how long did it take for you to get to the almost $1 million mark, like from the time that you put it on?
Okay, well the game launched about 2 years ago. It made the majority of its money in the first 8 months. There's a huge spike at the beginning though. So I would say, yeah, even more of that majority was in the first 3 or 4 months. So there's a huge spike right at the beginning, and then the long tail as it goes out. Now, you'll hear the long tail said a lot in the industry. You want recurring revenue, keep coming back in, and all that kind of stuff. But the game kind of fed into itself, because the first guy who paid 10 bucks got boned. The last guy who paid 10 bucks, he now has access to 1 million levels. That's a lot of content. So it was nice, self-supporting. We had an excellent community. I'm still the community manager for Fantastic Contraption today. Yeah, there's a lot of contests and in-game content and all sorts of crazy stuff that have really evolved the game beyond what its original design was. But we haven't touched the source code since launch, or a week after launch. So that's that. Question?
I noticed that you got the sign-in thing so you control who has the paid version and who doesn't. But
Yep.
Is there a way to sort of incorporate that and say I wanted to put it onto Newgrounds or put on something else so I can control who's, like if someone did pay, they can play the paid version?
Yeah, Fantastic Contraption was actually launched on a few different portal sites as well to help generate some traffic coming back in. But essentially what it is as soon as you save a game or you save a level or something, you're given a URL to send to your friends so that they can look at your level, right? Just like a little level ID or something like that. That URL points to fantasticcontraption.com. So anyone who played the game on the portals, if they got beyond the first 20 missions, even the first few missions, they usually ended up back at our site. So we really flowed all the traffic back to us. Really controlling your customers. It's an excellent thing. I think after we did that, the portals started getting a little stingy on what kind of links you put into your game, because they don't want you stealing their customers like that. But you want the customers, because once they're yours, they go on and buy your sequel, and they stay on your website and they play your game, instead of clicking around on all those other games in the portal, right? And then finally, there is microtransactions, which is the big buzzword these days. I'll say, just as a term of definition, I was confused for a while because I thought microtransactions was like 1 cent, 5 cents, people buying 10 cents worth of stuff. And credit cards usually charge you a fee or something like that if you make really small purchases. Like PayPal takes a minimum of like 15 cents, I think, from any purchase. So if you sell a 10-cent item, you're taking a loss. But what it really means is you slap down 10 bucks, and then you buy a whole bunch of penny price stuff in the game. So even though it's microtransactions, people are still just giving you the $10 fee, right? But yeah, people are monopolizing that in different ways. Farmville has it included. I think they released this awesome little flower a while back or something like that, the never wilt flower. Anyone hear that? Farmville is a free game. You can play free forever. Made a little item where if you bought it for $60, none of your plants would wilt in the game. You wouldn't have to water them anymore. And it sold like hotcakes. They released it on Valentine's Day. So if you had a girlfriend and you can gift it to them. So that was a huge, like buy for your girlfriend, buy for your wife, whatever, right? Like, it was amazing. It was amazing, and that's not the only one they have. They make tons of money, tons of money. But it's rare out of big corporations. I think there's only 3 main companies doing that right now, doing the microtransaction thing. And I don't know why. I don't know why more people aren't doing it. And for Steambirds 2, it's totally going to have that option in there. But you can't tack it on, otherwise it doesn't work. There's a few games, I think there's a game called Dino Run. You know, play Dino Run? Little 8-bit dinosaurs running across. Well, one person knows that. But yeah, at the very end of the game, after you beat it, you could pay a few bucks and get a hat for your dinosaur. Well, it's at the end of the game. Most people never beat the game. And all you get is a hat? Really? It does nothing? You can just play the game again with a hat on? And not surprisingly, that did not sell too well. Now, I mean, it's better than just a donation button, right? I mean, when people want to donate to your game, they want the little, you know, it's like those call-in telephones, right? Call now, you get your free handbag or something, right? No one cares about the handbag, but they want something for their purchase. So giving away a stupid little hat, whatever, but it's better than just a donation button. Now, the best thing about microtransactions is the whales, they call them. Give that focus. Oh, the whales. One person in Saudi Arabia has spent $25,000. I think this is for Farmville. That's it. These are all individual people. These aren't average person spent 60 bucks. That's huge. Huge. 60 bucks. Now, yeah, so a friend of mine works for 3 Rings. They made Puzzle Pirates and World and a few other games. And they have a dozen whales that pays for half of their staff salary. And they have a staff of like 40 in San Francisco, where the rent's super high. Like, taking care of those customers, if you can get them, is great. But it works because the game is designed to generate this. They didn't design tack-on products. They designed products that integrate directly into the game experience. Farmville does this awesome little trick. You know, you see, I'm sure everyone who has Facebook sees all those Farmville notices and everything. You know, your friend wants you to help them grow their farm and all that kind of stuff. That's their method of viral marketing. And when they scaled that back 2 months ago, you probably noticed a drop in the number of Farmville messages in your inbox. When they scaled that back, they lost 7.1 million customers in 1 month. I get tingles thinking about that number. I want that many customers to lose. I can't imagine having 7.1 million people stop playing my game and I can still employ 200 people to work on my game. Holy smokes. It totally works. You just have to implement it. You just have to make the game. I'll talk a little bit about alternate methods of making money on your game as well. Primarily, where'd my cursor go? There it goes. Primarily porting. Flash games port really well and really easily to other platforms. A lot of people go on, oh, but Apple did that thing. Oh, who cares? Fuck off. There's Fantastic Contraption was rewritten from scratch for the iPhone. It took one developer 1 week to do it. If you're complaining because the button in Flash doesn't work, grow up and just rewrite it. Who cares? I don't care what Steve Jobs thinks about Flash. I put my game on his platform, he can't stop me, right? But I'll touch on each of the different portals. iPhone. It's good to be an octopus, is a quote my business partner Daniel Cook said. You want to get into every single market you possibly can. It's perfectly free to get on, well, most of these. And if you don't go onto them, you're just being silly, right? There's no reason to not extend your game or your brand or your market to every available platform, especially when it doesn't cost you anything. Steam Birds is being ported to the iPhone by Adam Atomic. He made Cannibalt, semi-secret software. He's just taking a cut of the profits. If it flops, oh well. But for me, free money, right? Who doesn't like free money? Same thing, I got a guy exporting the game for XBlig, which is Xbox Live Indie Game Channel. We're projecting it'll make $2,000, and it's going to take 4 months to make. I'm not paying for it. Free money! Right? He's doing it for a learning experience. Okay, whatever, I don't care. As long as my game gets there, I'm happy. But we should talk about the realities a little bit of the iPhone market, iTouch market, things like that. Flash ports really well. Don't believe anything Apple or Steve Jobs says about how it doesn't work or it's slow or no, the coding practices are different, the touchscreen interface is completely different. It's all bullshit. It all works perfect, great. A lot of friends I know do all of their games in Flash first and then port it to the iPhone. They never released the Flash version, I don't know why.